Many couldn't help thinking that Regina Lord's life was loaded with guarantees. The 52-year-old entertainer has had an exceptional run as an entertainer for the beyond 30 years, with a lot of oddball appearances in the two movies and network programs. Her part in Jerry Maguire is by and large acknowledged as the entertainer's enormous break. Then her acting vocation took off with numerous different jobs, and ultimately she got the foundation grant for her heavenly exhibition in the film on the off chance that Beale Road could chat with such an apparently astonishing life. Nobody anticipated that she should vanish from the radars totally, yet the various difficulties that tormented her life left her no decision. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Life Station. However, behind this veneer of an effective entertainer winning the greatest honors in the business, there's an account of a profoundly harming lady who can't adapt to individual distress and track down sufficient solidarity to continue to carry on with her life. Well, whether it's her rough romantic tale or even the terrible loss of her lone kid Regina, is surely not that cheerful and convivial as fans are utilized to her during various occasions and meetings. Many say that Regina has all that in her life, beginning with extraordinary looks, public reverence, and the various words for her conspicuous work, and the Oscar goes to Regina Ruler. Yet behind his life of a VIP, there's a common lady with her concerns, and very much like some other individual, even the greatest entertainers can't adapt to the torrential slide of issues, particularly with regards to the most horrendously terrible things possible. So somewhat recently, Regina Lord has endured a ton, and evidently, the series of individual complaints destroyed her from within. Taking a gander at her prosperity, nobody could envision the things she was going through yet. When the subtleties of her own battles began to raise a ruckus around town, many fans were really stunned to figure out that behind this picture of continuously great and positive lady, there could be such a measure of torment. Most importantly, her own life was not quite so perfect as it appeared to many individuals, and Regina was even open about her bombed marriage during her meetings, saying that this relationship and this separation cycle hit her hard and made her uncertain to herself. I was hitched for 9 years. So I suppose in the event that I got found out in separate is extremely excruciating. The entertainer was in a very long-term marriage with Ian Alexander Sr., a finance manager who's worked for Mission Records and Warner Brothers. And in spite of areas of strength for apparently, the couple unexpectedly declared their separation in 2007. They haven't spoken about the specific justification for their partition openly. However, after 10 years in 2017, the entertainer addressed this association, and a paper highlighted in her book, He Never Returned Home, meeting stories and expositions from little girls on existence without their dads. As Regina composed, she saw her folks going through the separation, and it made a tremendous imprint on her own concept of a solid marriage. She didn't meet her child in having similar issues as a grown-up, and she referenced that in her proclamation, telling the press similarly, as I'd watched my folks contending and battling, my child watched his folks contending and battling, resembled history, rehashing the same thing. And I regretted him seeing that in spite of the fact that Regina offered a ton of appreciation to her ex-spouse by not deciding to air the filthy cloth in people in general, and talking about the issues that had prompted her choice to petition for legal separation. Sources near family guaranteed that Ian Alexander Sr. wasn't the most unwavering of husbands. No doubt dating, or you feel like something is going down, then it is going down. You shouldn't need to sneak around on the telephone to sort it out. Bits of gossip about aggressive behavior at home and misuse surface too, yet these cases have never been affirmed. Well, obviously, Regina quit harmful relationship in her own particular manner for her psychological prosperity of her child. Yet as a matter of fact, this association made her have some time off in her dating life, and she wasn't found in that frame of mind until 2011. At last, she began dating her long-lasting companion and entertainer, Malcolm Jamal Warner. They were together for a long while, and had a strong 2-year run prior to finishing things in Walk 2013. And as per the sources, this detachment made Regina extremely upset, as sources imparted to the U.S. Week by Week. Malcolm Jamal Warner canceled things with Regina all of a sudden, and she was not expecting such new development, thinking they were very strong. Furthermore, it was guessed that he asked Lord and her child Ian to move out of their common home. As the insider told the media, it was a tremendous blow for the entertainer. They knew one another eternity. And afterward, all of a sudden he unloaded her. She's confounded and harmed, and doesn't have the foggiest idea what happened. Well, such a disloyalty can obliterate everybody's certainty. And evidently Regina was not fit to be deceived by her long-lasting companion and sweetheart. Furthermore, the division made a gigantic buzz in the media, with fans anticipating that these two should seal the deal. Yet to aggravate things, Malcolm picked the most terrible timing to declare that he was leaving Regina, and a few sources expressed that he finished things on Valentine's Day. These charges rose from the story that Regina herself imparted to the press when she reviewed the most awful Valentine's Day she had at any point had, and albeit the entertainer again stayed conscious and didn't share the name of the one who had done this to her, she reviewed somebody said a final farewell to me on Valentine's Day. Definitely I'm serious. Then he truly sent me roses that said I actually love you, and I tossed the blossoms in the garbage, and he was disturbed that I tossed them in the rubbish. And I was like you, while miserable individual life destroyed Regina's fearlessness. As a lady, she found comfort, and her child Ian and folks. Currently, I'm moving to the saddest piece of my story, which will make sense of everything about Regina's non-appearance from the spotlight, in spite of the fact that she's been away from public scrutiny for a long time. Now Regina actually remains in the personalities of her fans, and they constantly petition God for her spirit to retouch. How much help among fans and different VIPs is genuinely colossal. And I could happen for one more hour citing the genuine remarks and wishes that individuals shipped off Regina, as one individual composed Regina ruler stays at the forefront of my thoughts. Her quiet is stunning. I petition God for her recuperating. I'd very much want to see her once more. And another utilization remarked, she occasionally pops to me like a cousin. Would I say a delicate supplication and trust? She will elegance us with her gifts again. Well, not just the disastrous romantic tale tormented Regina's life and left her broke, and there's something different that can essentially destroy even the most grounded individual by my heart actually throbs when I consider it so. In January 2022, the report about Regina's lone kid, Ian Alexander Jur, dying hit the titles. And there's nothing more pulverizing for a mother than to cover her child and live with the despondency until the end of the life. Yet Regina has never been a thoughtful soul, and regardless of her monstrous distress, she recollected that she was additionally a public persona. So she made an impression on the entirety of her fans through the media, saying our family is crushed at the most profound level by the deficiency of Ian. He is a brilliant light who thought often so profoundly about the joy of others. Our family requests deferential thought during this private time. Thank you. Ian was just 26 years of age. At a couple of days before this unfortunate episode, he was commending his birthday, so I don't have to let you know the amount Regina was misery blasted by this surprising news, particularly considering the way that young fellow's destruction was authoritatively controlled as self-destruction.